Let's analyze together UnitedHealth Group long-term analysis 2025-2027 technicals, fundamentals, and more. Read disclaimer right here in the video description below. What we have here on the chart, at the top we have the price action, which is very clear, and at the bottom we have the net income in quarters. I always say that the net income is the best indicator to assess, if the price is gonna go down or up. In that sense, it's very surprising because the price actually has dropped like a minus 60%. Even though the net income remained, a very constant level. That happens when we have rumors, when we have news, and that are saying that that a company is gonna be affected by some change or whatever. So this is exactly the case. But the thing is the following. It's like right now the present is good in terms of fundamentals. But how about the future? Because these news are probably they're gonna affect the net income in the coming quarters. So and actually the next one is gonna be like an EPS earnings per share of 5, which is very interesting. The last time it happened, we have to go back right here. Here we're talking about nearly 7, 650. This could be the one. It's like we're talking about here a standardized of 4.57. So at that time we're talking about that possibly there's a stock with of the UnitedHealth Group with an EPS of 5. The net income should be around 4.5. 4.5 billion. So that means if we go, for instance, in this particular case, it's trading nearly new highs, but it's not very, reliable, I would say. We had to go like steady net incomes of 5 or, something like that, 4.5. So the last time it happened right there was around this period, in 2021. And here in this case, we have a net incomes of 4.8, 4.2, 4 point something. So this is very similar to the next income that we are expecting right now. It's probably the reason that the stock dropped dramatically. But still, I'm very surprised because we are in oversold territory. You think about it. Those levels, 4.5, around that level, the stock was trading higher. I'm sorry. So at this particular level, especially at 250, this is very low in comparison. So if you go to 250, I would say we had to go to March 2020 levels. I mean, that's insane. So that's completely insane. And the net income at the time was 3.3, which is way lower than we were expecting at this moment. So that creates like a buying opportunity. Probably the reason, that we have investors right here buying at the very extreme level. So, buy the dip. This is a very classic strategy as long as it works, And then we have the forecast because, okay, this is like the next quarter, but we have to study the next ones too. So if we go to the forecast right here of UnitedHealth, we're going to see that we're gonna, wow, this is actually horrible. But as I said before, it's not as horrible as people are expecting because in the last quarter 2025 we're gonna have like an EPS of 4.62. It's not very good, but still, if we go to the annual, we're gonna have like an estimate of 22 of EPS, and the last time it happened was in 2022. So what was the price action around those levels in 2022? So we go there and we visit those levels, and it's trading at $500. So when you think about it, we're trading way lower, and we're expecting very similar results. So that creates an opportunity, in my opinion, obviously. This is my opinion. I just want to say, I'm not saying to buy. I prefer not to say that, but you have to do your own research. But this is my research that I've been doing. It's very surprising that we are trading lower, and the net income is very similar to those levels right here. So that's the thing. And also, we're going to see exactly how the type of oversold territory that we are watching right here, because it's very, very extreme. We go to the daily, even the weekly. We go to the weekly. Look at that. That's insane. Look at the logarithmic scale, the MACD and the RSI. We are in very, very extreme levels, and we actually had to activate the logarithmic scale to see the last time it happened. And the last time it happened was in 2008. So now you understand the oversold territory we're talking about. We're talking about oversold territory similar to the one in 2008 and 2006, and in the middle of 2006. You could see very similar results also in before in 1998, in 1996. But it's a very interesting indicator because We're talking about in oversold territory in the MACD and RSI at these very levels, that we're talking about very, very extreme. The last time it happened was in 2008, 2006, and so on and so forth. So we have a very few signals of oversold territory for the weekly chart, And if we go to the daily, we're going to see something similar, Look at that. We have like an RSI very extreme of 11. The last time we see an 11 of RSI right here, it's going to be, yeah, I would say it's not the very, it's not 11, but it's at least 20. And it was last time in August 2011. So, as I said, it's a very interesting indicator. It doesn't happen very often. And the fundamentals are good, they're not going to be as horrible as people are expecting. If we go to the forecast back again, look at the annual income, so you buy right here at the end of, in the middle of 2025. I don't know, the best moment to buy it obviously is very difficult. But right now, there are investors buying at this very level, because obviously it crashed a lot. And the thing here is like, look at what's going to happen, what is expected to happen, by the end of 2028. We're talking about an EPS of 36. Never happened before, and actually, just at the end of 2027, it never happened before ever. We were expecting of 20.71 of EPS. So very, very amazing, so to speak. So 2025 is going to be a difficult year, obviously, because of these changes. But after that year, look at the perspective that we have here. It's very positive. So I would say it's a good strategy to find a good area to buy at this level. As long as there is not a market crash, obviously. If there is a market crash, it's gonna create an even better opportunity. So leave your comments below. What do you think about this one? Is it a good one for long term to buy and hold, or do you think it's just a thing that you shouldn't buy? Leave your comment below and see you in the next video.